your hostess, everyone. My name is Lotus Lain. I'm an adult performer and I'm your industry relations advocate person over at Free Speech Coalition. We put together these fun webinars for all of you performer people out there in the world, sex work world, so you can up your game, make as much money as possible that is out there. And so we brought some of the best people together from the JustFor.Fans platform so they can share those tips and tricks that they use on how to make money on this great platform. So yeah, let's go around and introduce everybody on our panel. So go ahead and start with, on my left, I see Dominic, and then you can tell the next person to talk, like you pass it to the next person.
Okay. Hi, guys. I'm Dominic Ford. I created JustFor.Fans 2.5 years ago. I've been in the adult industry for 12 years, almost 13, on the gay porn side as a producer and as an actor. And then I started JustFor.Fans 2.5 years ago. And thank you to the Free Speech Coalition, to Lotus and Mike, and to the great models here and Alice who are being part of today. I really appreciate y'all being part of this. Alice, why don't you go next?
Sure. So I'm Alice Skary. I'm a non-binary human being, and I previously was a professional dominatrix for about 14 years. Started creating fetish content. I fell completely in love with JustFor.Fans when I discovered it earlier this year, and now I'm JustFor.Fans model liaison, which has been a great honor, amazing thing to be a part of, and I'm basically JustFor.Fans' biggest fan kid. So. Trip is, I believe, next.
Hello, I am Trip Richards, TripleXTransman on most platforms. I am a trans male performer, female to male trans. I've been in adult industry for just about 7 years and have pretty much been on JustFor.Fans since about the beginning. And that's about it. Hunger, go for it.
My name is Ryan, but everybody online knows me as HungerFF. I create pretty much exclusively fetish content. I've been in the adult industry for 14 years now. I started off working for the major studios when I was 18. Took a little break, and then when the fan content stuff started is when I got back into it. And I started filming my own amateur content that I didn't ever expect people to want to pay for, but then I discovered JustFor.Fans and got on there, and now it's my full-time gig. So I'll pass it off. I'm gonna slaughter your name. So,
Schahrzad.
Schahrzad Morgan. So, sorry.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm Schahrzad Morgan. I've been making porn just for 1.5 years. I've been with JustFor.Fans since earlier this year, and I'm also an escort and a life coach.
Nice to meet all of our beautiful panelists. Thank you for making time to be here and share your knowledge with everybody that's in attendance today. So just to get started, for those people that don't know about JustFor.Fans as far as the fan site platforms go, why don't we hear from Dominic on why you got this started, what it's about, what sets it apart maybe from some of the other ones, since there's so many to choose from?
Sure. Good question. So JustFor.Fans, I launched it 2.5 years ago. Having looked at other fan platforms, namely our one real competitor, which is OnlyFans, and I just felt like it was a good idea, but it didn't feel, I'm going to say safe, and I'll explain that. It felt like it was not from our industry, and that has been borne out over time to show that people don't really feel safe there, and their content gets removed, and sex workers seem to be getting discriminated against. And I really wanted to build a platform that had better functionality, but importantly was from within the industry and understood how the industry works. So what part of my list of things to do on JustFor.Fans was to find a place for agents and for studios and for photographers, and to create an ecosystem around and affiliates. The porn world, as I've known it for 12 years, and really come from the perspective of somebody in the industry, and build the features that we need, which I wasn't seeing somewhere else. And so that's kind of how JustFor.Fans started. There's a huge community aspect to JustFor.Fans that you're not going to find on other fan platforms. So a lot of our features once you're a model on the site, help enabling you to communicate with other models and to find other models to film with. We have an app called Finder, which is like Grindr, if you know Grindr, which lists models that are geographically near you that you can film with. If you're traveling somewhere, you can put in travel dates to say, I'm going to be in San Francisco for these 2 weeks. So if somebody's searching for who's in San Francisco, you'll come up if you're about to travel there.
And with your Finder, I had to think about it. With your Finder tool, are people able to kind of filter like what kind of content creator they're looking for, like whether it's lesbian, gay, or trans, or something?
Yeah.
Like
So the whole site, unlike other sites, our whole site has this overlay of gender filter. So we don't have a model page for women and for men and for trans. We have a model page. And then you, in your settings, can say, I want to see the following combination of genders and sexualities. So the whole site conforms itself to how you want to view it.
I really like that, because a lot of people sometimes feel a little bit of a dilemma having to choose between like straight and then it's just gay. And you're like, well, I like a little mix of both. So why am I having to choose? So I really like that functionality. That's cool. Let me ask some of the panelists about what some of their favorite functions are on the site to make money. I'm going to ask from Ms. Morgan.
Okay, well, I used to be at OnlyFans, and
Right.
they kicked me off for being an escort very suddenly. But before that, people would email me and say they would have trouble subscribing because their credit card wasn't accepted. And also I would get a lot of comments and emails that the videos didn't play. I have none of those problems at JustFor.Fans. At JustFor.Fans, they, and it's credit to Dominic, like there's such a focus on the customer service for the performers and for the subscribers that like he really cares about people, and they get back to me and the subscribers very quickly if there's ever any kind of a question. So I'm much happier at JustFor.Fans.
Not outside of the US or anything, so it's not like some issue where people could say, oh, well, maybe you're using outside credit card. You're here, right, in America?
Yeah, I'm in San Diego, and the subscribers are in San Diego.
Yeah, so
but I
people try and make those excuses that you're domestic and still having had issues, but you don't experience those with JustFor.Fans.
No, I don't. And also JustFor.Fans has a store feature. So at OnlyFans, if people wanted a video, I would have to message them about all the videos I had and individually sent them. JustFor.Fans, you can put your videos in the store, and then people can go on whenever and just buy them.
So it's like you have your little storefront with the videos and clips that you want to sell, and you don't have to keep messaging over and over constantly about people trying to buy them.
Right. It's super great feature.
Yeah, that does sound awesome. Trip, what are one of your or a couple of your favorite features from JustFor.Fans that you like to make money with?
Sure, I think the two major ones, which are definitely interrelated, are the intra-site traffic for getting new subscribers. Like Dominic mentioned, kind of the, I guess like browse feature, browse page, which I think is where I'm getting a lot of traffic through, people who are not necessarily looking specifically for me, but you know, my profile picture catches their eye. And then I think the other really, really important part with JustFor.Fans is getting the social media integration, because every time you get a new subscriber, it posts to Twitter. Every time I do an upload, you know, of new content, it posts to Twitter.
Right.
And I feel like that's where virtually all of my traffic that I generate is coming through. So instead of me having to do like a, you know, a manual teaser on my Twitter, it's just coming automatically through JustFor.Fans. So I feel like for both, like new subscribers, depending if they're coming from the site or from my own platforms, that just makes it so much easier. And it's just like, you know, more content is going out on my Twitter because of that.
Yeah.
That's good. That's cool. Okay. And Hunger, what are some of your favorite features?
I'm gonna piggyback off of Schahrzad's the store functionality. I think the way that I use it, which I don't necessarily think is the same way that other people use it, I talked to Dominic about this in the past, is that I use, as soon as I'm done creating a video, I put it up for sale as, I film months in advance. So a video that I put up in my store for sale, I market it as a pre-sale. So if they want access to the content early, they can pay $7.99 for access to the video, or just wait a couple months for it to become part of the regular subscription. So my store sales are high because I think I have people that are anxiously waiting for new stuff. They don't want they're like, they want what's coming, but they want what's coming later. So they get really excited. So I sell a lot of stuff that, you know, a lot of my pre-sales or a lot of my store sales are coming from videos that won't be on my page until March. And so, you know, and they're just getting access to them earlier, even though they're still subscribing to the page itself. So it's kind of a way, like, I look at it as a way to pre-sell content versus just sell. I mean, I'm still selling older videos too, but I'm still selling upcoming videos as opposed to just the current stuff. So I'm making extra money that way. And I also, I'm gonna, you know, I'm third or fourth, so I'm gonna piggyback again on Tripp's, the social media integration. Ever since Dominic added the video feature, or like the 15-second clip or 10-second clip or whatever, that whenever you get a new subscriber, it shows you a preview of a random video from the site. I get those retweeted so often, as compared to when they were just like, you got a new super fan. Like, it was just there. Those video clips are so much more circulated than just like a static image or something like that. So those are definitely helpful and useful as well.
I like hearing that there are so many user-friendly tools to help you promote, because I often feel with the fan sites that's the hardest thing, is the promotion part, constantly promoting. Anyone can upload videos and make a bunch of sexy pics about themselves, but it's the constant promoting that people kind of like falter on. And
it is a full-time job. It is a 40-hour-a-week job. So like,
understand that, and I definitely see Alice shaking their head over there, so I want to hear your input on this topic as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I've been in the industry a long time, and I've been on all of these different websites for all of these different services, right? So I'm on one platform for fan stuff, and one platform for the clip sales, and one platform for selling physical products like, you know, garments for my shoots, you know, so on and so forth. Finally, you know, I was on a couple of platforms for texting services. Then I find JustFor.Fans that offers all of these in one place. And for me, I don't have a lot of time in my day. I'm updating 7, 8, 9 different platforms. This doesn't make any sense to me. When I have one platform that I can do everything through, it changes everything. I mean, time is money. So it's been, I mean, it's freed up probably easy 20 hours a week for me.
Oh my God, that's very valuable amount of time. That's not chump change. That's good to know, because, you know, sometimes people do get overwhelmed with all of the work that comes on platforms, and that's how they get burnout, and that's when they quit, and that's when they're like, oh, well, I didn't make any money on that platform. But I really like that JustFor.Fans kind of helps you make, what is it? Not residual, but sleepy income. What is that term? You guys
Passive income.
Yes, passive. I was like, sleepy, passive.
I like it. It's like you're making money. I'm making money sitting here right now.
Yeah. While you sleep, that's what I have.
Absolutely.
We have a couple features for exclusive. If you're exclusive to the platform, then you can have our system auto repost your old content once a day. Because some people, they go away for a week, or they didn't film for 2 weeks, and they forget that there's value in their existing content, not just in their new content. Because if I'm not subscribed to you, it's all new to me. And so you can tell our system to automatically just tweet out a preview, you know, so that you seem to be engaged even if you don't have the time to physically be on Twitter.
Sweet. So that is good to know. I have a couple of questions here from the audience, mostly about the percentage, if we're talking comparison of sites. Some people say, why would there be a 70% for JustFor.Fans as compared to 80% for maybe some other sites? What makes JustFor.Fans worth the extra 10% in your eyes as users? Let's start this time with Hunger.
Okay. I mean, I think the Dominic's customer service aspect of, I know that myself, I am on OnlyFans as well, and I'm fearful for the day that they cancel me, and I know it's coming. So it's like, I know it's coming. I know that I break a lot of the rules with my content, and so I'm just sitting here kind of crossing my fingers that they're, you know, they're still turning a blind eye to me for now. And then Dominic's customer service is and all the range of features is worth the extra 10. Because when people ask me, they're like, what should I do? Should I sign up for Just for Fans or OnlyFans? I'm like, sign up for Just for Fans. It's like, it's a no-brainer to me. It's like the fact that it's built for us by us is like, you know, it's important to me. It's like, I don't know exactly what the original story was with OnlyFans, but I know that it was for like cooking shows and like crap, like, I mean, like stuff like that. Like it was like for people to like, it wasn't for us. And so this feels more, I feel better about posting on Just for Fans. I'm, you know, and the 10%, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a 10% difference. It's not like they're taking, it's not like XTube, which takes 60% of your sales. So it's like, you know, it's crazy. So it's not.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Alice, you said you've been in the industry for many years. What would you say makes Just for Fans worth it, if there's anything that hasn't already been said?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, one of the things I've noticed is that my major platform before finding Just for Fans took 40%. And the reason why I was willing to pay that 40% was the internal traffic. And I've shared many times with Dominic that I've actually, I would say maybe half of my subscribers now have been from the internal traffic on Just for Fans. You know, the fact that there's insight traffic and discoverability makes a huge difference. Other platforms that take 80% or that take 20%, they're not sending you anything. You have to drive 100% of your traffic there. And, you know, I mean, it's nice to be able to gain a new audience base like that continually. And I'm happy to pay more for, you know, actually getting sales. I mean, it's amazing.
That's cool. And Trip, you've said that you've earned a lot of subscribers from the, I guess, the community feature that's on Just for Fans.
Yeah, the intersite traffic. Yeah, I mean, I would really echo what both Ryan and Alice had to say there in terms of the extra features, but also just feeling safer on it. In full disclosure, I run 8 different platforms, so I am all over the place and I work hard on that. But I don't feel as safe on other platforms, including OnlyFans. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, the fingers crossed situation as well. Play it out as long as I can. But especially if somebody is just getting started and already does not have like a huge subscriber base on some other platform, just throw their energy into Just for Fans. You know, they're going to be safe there, and the customer service is amazing. Thank you, Alice and Dominic, for that.
Yeah, I was bothering Dominic at midnight last night, so.
Yeah, I want to add something. Since I only posted Just for Fans, I'm considered as an exclusive creator, and so the percentage that they take is half of that if you're exclusively just posting content there. And secondly, to me, it's very important that where I advertise and where I put my things, that it's a welcome place for the subscribers, that they have a good experience. And when I was at OnlyFans, I was very upset when people wouldn't be able to, their credit cards wouldn't get processed, or the videos wouldn't play, and I would report it and nothing was ever done. And I felt very powerless and helpless, and that people didn't have a good experience. And so at Just for Fans, I know that they're going to have a good experience with the videos, their credit cards will be accepted, and there's also the store feature, which is worth paying extra for, and I'm an escort, and at Just for Fans, I don't have to hide that I'm an escort, so all that is worth, even if I wasn't exclusive, I was happy to pay the extra for all those.
There's no shame feeling there. There's no extra hiding that you have to do. Like, we already hide enough on regular social media like Instagram and Twitter and all that. So you don't have to hide something about being an escort on there and doing that work.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Some people are asking the question about, as far as the community goes, are you able to do follows of other creators? Because I guess that's one of the ways that you help promote each other, is sale for sale or promotion for promotion.
Let me jump in. There's a couple of things here. There's so many great questions being asked. I'm really super excited that you guys are here. So models can friend other models, like you could friend on Facebook, and it's only for verified models to do with each other. That gives you free access to each other's pages. If I write a post and I shout you out using your name, then your picture comes underneath the post so that anybody who's looking at that post can click on it. I can also shout out your post. If I go to your page and click the shout out button, your entire post gets put onto my page. It's only visible, it's visible to anybody who sees my page. If they're not subscribed to you, obviously they don't see the subscribed version, they see an unsubscribed version. But I can literally take your content and shout it out on my feed automatically. Users can follow a models page for free. So it shows up in my models page, but again, not in an unsubscribed version. And you as a model can choose any posts to make for free or only for subscribers. So whereas on OnlyFans, people have a free page and they have a paid page, on JustFor.Fans, you have a page and somebody can follow you for free and look at the content you've posted for free. But there's always that way to upsell to your paid content.
Nice. That's really, again, another way of cutting out time and energy being expended on just uploading and promoting. So that's really cool to know. You don't have to have a separate free account and then the paid account. It can all be in one feed, just depending on the setting that you put on the content. So very cool. But going back to censored and hiding and all of that, some questions on OnlyFans or even just other platforms are like a lot of banned words or a lot of banned terminology. Hunger, you've talked about feeling like you might be banned at any time because you do a lot of bad stuff. Like, are there certain hashtags or acts or things that are like banned that would surprise people, or is it like a lot more open, or is it just really come down to what the credit card processing companies say?
Yeah, so we unlike I think most of our competitors, we have a list of prohibited content that is
available
that you can look at. So the words that are prohibited and the acts, and it all comes from the credit cards. It's not. I mean, the buck stops here with my company, right? There's no moral agenda for me. There's just the credit cards that say you can't have scat and you can't have blood, and things of that nature. So but yeah, it's listed there. So for example, OnlyFans removed, I think they're removing all the fisting people and they removed all the diaper people from OnlyFans.
Someone's been asking about MILF mommy and foot fetish. I mean, I'm a footsie girl myself, so I was like, wait, hold on.
Yeah. So all that stuff is fine with us. You know,
I know that
hashtags can search within a profile or globally for hashtags.
When I do like my method, when I'm posting content, like right now I just got back from Mexico and I have a ton of content to post. So I'm doing my write-ups and so what I do is I do like my titles, my descriptions for every video that I've gotten, and copy paste over. But when I do my copy paste for OnlyFans, I have to replace the word fist with FF because the word fist is banned on OnlyFans. So how I've snuck under the radar is that the word fist or fisting has never appeared on a single video for me because they're banned, but I've just replaced I have to do a find and replace every time the word fist appears. I change it to an FF to get it under the radar and onto their site. So I've sort of felt insulated to a degree because they are removing a lot of fisters. Everybody gets removed, but I've somehow managed to stay insulated so far. So I'm grateful for that, but I know that the clock's ticking, so which will suck badly, but
another platform we are working with and letting everybody know about. One of the questions about the promotional aspect that JustFor.Fans has, where they do the auto tweets and auto promotions, has anyone of the panelists noticed that it creates a shadow ban for you or reduces engagement, or is there any truth to the auto tweeting creating? Trip, do you have any knowledge about that or
Slightly. I mean, the main thing is most of us are already shadow banned. By the time you have a JustFor.Fans page, it's too late. You've already been caught in that. Yeah. So in terms of the auto posts, I think that that's still our best tool because at least we can promote ourselves to whoever is seeing our Twitter feed. Yeah. It's obviously not all of them. It's not all of our followers because that's Twitter. But if you can optimize that post that's going out there, at least for whoever will see it, it's a benefit. If I could talk a little bit of nuts and bolts about that with the auto post. Once Dominic, you added in the auto post of the new subscriber, and I think there was always the auto post whenever you upload content yourself to the page. It means that the first few seconds, or really the first frame of each of your videos that you put on the page is now extra, extra important, because that's what's being brought over to Twitter. So if the first frame of your video is this, you know, you reaching for your camera, that's what the Twitter feed is going to look like. Or if the first frame of your video is black because you do a fade in, that's what the first frame is going to look like on Twitter. So really thinking about what are those first few seconds and even first few frames of everything that actually ends up on your Just for Fans page, because eventually it's going to show up on your Twitter as well. I mean, I still think you should, in terms of the Just for Fans feed, be thinking about, you know, how do all your videos look, but really that first intro of them is extra, extra important now.
That's cool. What you're saying kind of makes me think of those videos where they show like a quick little, like, I don't know, montage for fucking 3 seconds or something, and then the video
yes,
starts.
exactly.
That would be optimal for the platform.
Yeah, what I've ended up doing for any like finalized videos, you know, not just a quick clip that I'm putting up, is like a screenshot that's a really interesting, dynamic looking screenshot, and then, which is the first frame, like literally just the frame of it. And then immediately the video starts playing. But that means when it jumps over to the auto post on Twitter for that, that's what somebody who's quickly scrolling their Twitter feed is going to see first off. And I feel like that gets a lot more engagement.
That's a really good tip, and those are things that people don't realize until months in. So thank you for sharing that. That's really, really good. Did anyone else have any auto tweet input that they wanted to share, or maybe how it affected?
Yeah, I would love to talk about that. Now, I will say that I have a differing opinion from a lot of people about how shadow banning actually works. That said, I actually have all of my auto tweets going to a secondary promo account, and then I retweet it to my main account. So that way, if I do, quote, unquote, catch a shadow ban on this promo account, I'm not losing my main interaction. So it's actually getting 2 different subscribers or followerships that way. The other thing is that I don't think that you get shadow banned for auto tweets. I think you get shadow banned for persistent, repetitive spam looking tweets. So the algorithm isn't looking for, is this going out automatically? It's looking for the same set of words over. It's looking for the same posts over and over. If you're posting interactive, engaging content that your followers love and interact with, it's not going to be shadow banned. So for example, I will often include a question in the first few words of one of my posts that's being tweeted out by the JFF, system, and I get replies to it. Sometimes even want them because I'll be testing something new on the site and I'll put test, 10 replies like, it's working, I see a post, it said test, it's working, and I'm like, shh. But as long as you have posts that people like and you're actually engaging with your followership, I think that you won't see a major shadow ban. A lot of social media experts disagree with me with that. You are welcome to check my analytics on Twitter. I will be happy to screen cap. I have very good reach. So
I just want to add, like, part of the ethos with Just for Fans is that we never spam. And so where other services might, if somebody subscribes to you, they'll say, I just got a fan, and then it's this generic gray box that says fan. So that's not content, that's not interesting. Every customer touch point that we have is content that's interesting to a customer. So as they were saying, like, you can choose when you get a new fan that our site auto posts that with a preview, a randomly selected preview from your library, not just a generic, picture of nothing. And
yeah, that's what I was talking about in terms of like when it grabs those first few seconds of it is a random video. I wasn't clear on that. Yeah.
And you can choose what videos are in or out of that pool of randomness also. But also, like, the content of that message can say somebody's enjoying my 500 videos and 300 photos and 700 likes, and that's a dynamically updated idea. Or if somebody just subscribed to your promo that's running, it'll say somebody subscribed to the promo that I have running for a limited time for $6. Get it now. And so this is informational and not just spam.
Yeah, it's not such a generic tweet where it's like, hey, new subscriber, same pic, same pic, same pic. I got you. And that does make it more unique and an engaging kind of post. One thing people have about the technology on Just for Fans, you do have live show capability, correct? Are the servers reliable for a performer to set like consistent live shows where they don't have to always tell their fans, hey, sorry, not working or connection? because that might have been the experience with some other fan sites. So they're just wondering about the connection and the, you know, live show capability.
Yeah, we have two different live show capabilities. One is a chat room and one is OBS. They are both rated. The live chat room is rated to have up to 1 million users viewing and up to, I want to say, 75 people co-presenting. I don't know that that's the exact number, but in other words, yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
Big party, 75. Wow. Okay. As far as when you guys were speaking about the live, or not the live feed, excuse me, the paid posts and the free posts all being on the same feed, that would kind of eliminate the need to mass message people a paid video, because the paid videos are all there in your feed and they just access them themselves, correct? I'm just wondering, because there's a question about mass messaging that they're able to do on OnlyFans, but would that be something they do here, or would it just be in the feed of paid?
Yeah, any feature that OnlyFans has, we have as well. We just go a lot more beyond that. So anything that you already do on OnlyFans, yeah, that's all taken care of. You can send mass messages. You can send auto messages when people subscribe. Yeah, you can charge, you know, for whatever via messaging system.
Oh, okay, awesome. And then also, for some people that are heavily invested on their OnlyFans platform, how would they transfer over to JustFor.Fans successfully without, I guess, with the worry of losing a substantial monthly income trying to build back up their
well, so there's a company called Backup Fans. It's at Backup Fans. We're not associated with them. They charge some nominal fee, and they can actually port all of your content over to JustFor.Fans. So on a content level, that's how you could do it. On a person level, on a subscriber level, most people just post a promo code on their OnlyFans and say, come on over to JustFor.Fans. That's where my new content's going to be.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I just wanted to interject. We actually have someone in the audience right now who wrote a blog entry on how to do this. Mix Luna in the chat. And I'm happy to get that link to anyone who needs it. It is amazing. They went through and made the change, and they drafted up all their steps in order for doing that. One of the most amazing tutorials I've seen in a while. So I just had to brag on that for a second.
Yeah, actually, if it's a link that's easily shareable, we can include that in the upload of the video when we email that back out to all the registrants. So that way, you know, I know people are going to be like, oh, what was the link again? So we'll make sure to include that link in the email of this final video to everybody that registered, so you can still see.
Oh, that'd be amazing. It's a great resource.
We'll also tweet it out and all of that stuff too, because we definitely want people to be able to know how to switch over. I think that's one of the scariest things, is once you're comfortable on another platform, you know, really taking that next step to try and figure out a new platform. With that said, do you have, or has anyone ever experienced any issues with like scammers, like that might be posing as models, or scammers, you know, taking your video and reposting it elsewhere? And how have you dealt with that on the JustFor.Fans platform? I see you shaking your head, Hunger. So do you have experience with these?
Yes. On an almost weekly basis, I hunt down my own content on the internet. I Google myself and I find torrent websites or tube sites, or it's happened, you know, I mean, I send DMCA takedown requests. I have a template I sent Trip. I think I sent you the template.
No, I think we talked about it. I don't think I got it, but yeah.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. But I have a template. I have a template that I use that I send to every site that I find my content on, where I just include, you know, it's like I include the links for the content that I have found that belongs to me, that's on their site, and I get it removed as quickly as possible. So usually about once a week. I mean, just last week, when I was sitting there and I sent out 40 DMCA takedown requests, and across 3 sites. And so, and in the morning when I woke up, it's like I got a response from every single one of them. It says your request has been received and all the videos have been removed and they've been run through a filter. They'll never be updated again. So uploaded again. So, but you have to be really vigilant about it. And it's like, if I get lazy, then it's like I'm sending 100 instead of like, you know, and I know that I'm never going to get them all taken down. And so what my strategy was is that my most pirated videos I gave away for free. So like my
Instead of
videos are like,
just, you know, beat them, join them.
yeah, well, it's like there I have a handful of videos that are on an infinite number of torrent sites that, you know, for whatever reason, those particular videos made it to the torrent sites and will not go away. And so those videos, I just figure, fuck it, I'll turn them into promo videos. And so like I just marked them all as free on my pages. And so if they're gonna get them from anywhere for free, they might as well get them from me and then see what else I got to offer. So like,
I know that a lot of us femmes get like scam situations. Have you experienced that, Morgan? Like anybody trying to scam or like trying to propose as another model or like to get closer to you? I know this is something I've experienced before, but I don't know if that's something that happens on the JustFor.Fans platform, people posing as other models asking for help, but they're just like scammers or weirdos. Is that big or prevalent on
No, I haven't had anything like that. I want to say that the subscribers are super respectful. They're really super nice. And I also wanted to throw out that when I first started, I followed some other people to get ideas for content. And if there's time in this, I want to give people who maybe don't have a porn page yet some ideas for how to get started or some ways that they can make content.
That's what we're here for. What are those ideas?
Okay. So because I keep asking people like, why do you subscribe to me and all this, and usually they don't answer, so these are just kind of my guesses. First, it's I want to encourage people who've never done this to try it. You're never too old. Like I'm almost 60, but I just started this like a year ago, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I'd never done porn. I'm actually not even a fan of porn. I think it's very violent and very male dominated. So I thought, well, if I'm going to do this, how do I want to show my sexuality my way, not the way that is in the male dominated industry where I think women are kind of, it's too violent for me. So I do it my way. And then I post consistently. So I think that's very important to post consistently. But some ideas are, you don't have to do things the way that you see on Pornhub, is what I'm saying. You can, you know, like I do a lot of things solo. Most of my content is solo because I don't hook up. And sometimes I film with my clients if they want to. So I do a lot of solo stuff. I think it's interesting to just be creative. Like, how do I want to express my sexuality? Do I want to, you know, do feet? Do I want to show my pussy or not? So originally, I didn't want to show my pussy at all to all these strangers. So I had a really low price, and then I would charge extra for anything showing my pussy. And now I came up with the price where I feel comfortable. Like, this is the price I want men to pay to see my pussy, which is $35 a month. So it's a little more on the high side. So I make it all about me, how I want to express my sexuality and be creative. And so a lot of it is a lot more sensual, a lot more slow paced. And whatever idea you have, there are people who are going to like it. I also try to do like different kinds of clothing, different kinds of backgrounds, different times of day. People like variety. You know, say that you like to cook or garden, you can incorporate that into your fan page. You can do some of it naked or bending over or cleaning or whatever you're into. And then also people like to engage with us. They think that we're really cool, so they like to get messages or have us reply to their messages. So I think—
you watermark your videos, Morgan?
So the videos, yeah, so the videos are all watermarked. And see, I have 3 kids. They're all in their 20s. I have a little grandson. I don't want my videos getting out. You know, I heard what you were saying earlier, Hunger, about your videos getting out. And I don't ever want them to get out. So I feel like my subscribers, it feels like, I think because I charge a little more, I think they're super respectful. Or maybe because I'm older. I haven't had anybody report that they've seen my videos. But another feature on JustFor.Fans is we can fingerprint the videos so that anything that's over 5 minutes long can be fingerprinted. So if it shows up somewhere on the web, they can look in to see like who, you know, who posted it there.
Should be like the DMAs that Hunger sends out to get them taken down, that you go searching for videos like that if they have the
Yes. And I don't do the 10-second intro. I don't want anybody to see any of that stuff for free. So for me, you know, I'm very private about showing people my body. So, you know, if other people feel that way, you can definitely start a page, you know?
Yeah, awesome. I love it that you're expressing that there can be different levels to this sex work, whereas Hunger is like about to get banned off every platform. And then,
I pushed the envelope on literally everything. So.
No, I love that, because, you know, oftentimes people think you have to be one way or the other. And on this panel, we're really seeing you can be yourself, any expression of that you want. Do you, I know since you deal with a lot of stuff being out there in the torrent sites, do you watermark your videos too, Hunger?
I watermark everything that goes on the internet.
Do you all watermark your videos, Trip, Alice?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Okay.
It just makes it easier to track down.
Yeah.
I would say, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what I do is, and in every video that I do, I don't have like a logo, like I have a logo, but I don't put my logo on the video. I put HungerFF and whoever my co-star is, because I just feel like if they're interested, then even if it's, because I film with a lot of non-porn stars, like a lot of just people that I meet on Scruff, or I meet on, you know, so I put their Scruff handle, or I ask them what they want me to put on there, so that if they have a profile on Grindr or Scruff or whatever, and somebody types it in, they're able to find them and maybe hook up with them or whatever they want to do with them. So.
And I'm sorry, this just came up to me because I was having discussions with people outside of the industry that are also trying this. When you talk to people and meet them on Grindr or Scruff or the other non-sex work platforms, you do tell them ahead of time, like ask them ahead of time before you're in person about filming.
My Scruff profile is very clear that I'm looking for co-stars, and I'm looking for people to film with me, and I'm also incredibly OCD about, I collect IDs and paper. Like I haven't gone as far as getting full paperwork, but I get front, back, and a selfie of everybody with their photo IDs, a valid photo, a government issue photo ID, because I know that the hammer will come down one day when we're required to show that stuff. So I
also, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I have a whole folder of, like, you know, that stuff, and I know that can be a touchy subject for a lot of people, and I just assure them that it's literally for my eyes only, and it's for, you know, it's just it's a safety precaution for me.
Sure.
Like, I don't want to get sued one day for somebody. I'm like, listen, I got a picture of you holding your ID next to your face on the day that we filmed. So like,
for sure.
Yeah, so.
And Alice, you had something to contribute?
Yeah, I also film with amateurs quite often. I would say probably at least half of my co-stars are, you know, fans or clients of mine. And I have model releases and IDs for every. And of course, I get consent in advance to film before they're even in the room. And I'm very transparent about it. There aren't any hidden cameras going on. And I'm kind of old school. So like back when I started, when I was 18 years old, I'm 34 in a week. There was a lot of paranoia from people constantly. Like people would like check the room to see if I was filming before we would play, right? And it was kind of like seen as being like a bad thing to be creating films, because people would be like, oh, you know, you're gonna record me. And, you know, so for every single one, I would have to kind of introduce them to this topic of like, well, it's illegal to do that. And so this is what a model release is, and so on and so forth. And I think that these days it's pretty common, good amount of transparency, and there are so many places you can get a model release. There are so many places you can get educated on how 2257 records work, that it's pretty uncommon to have this, you know, illegal revenge porn stuff going on. It still does happen, but you're not going to find people like that in the industry there.
I would also say, even if you're just working with other established models, as I do, like I don't film anything with amateurs anymore, that you should still be getting all of that documentation. You should still be covering all your bases on the business aspects. I definitely work with a lot of models who don't do that, even though they're established. And I basically have to like force them, please take my ID pictures. Please let me sign something, because I want everything covered for them, for me, like into perpetuity. That should just be, you know, super, super standard for us in the industry.
And but the thing is, what I've found is that people that I've told that to, they're like, it's so awkward to ask for an ID. Like, I'm like, it's really not.
You got to.
Yeah.
You have to. You have.
Yeah,
I mean, it's for your protection and theirs.
There's literally federal porn case, girls do porn, because there was like the whole bait and switch with what people's intentions were, and then videos got posted online. I just say this as a precautionary tale because I know there are many new people to the sex industry that don't want to ask these questions because they feel like it's awkward, or, you know, the civilian word, it's awkward to ask for STD tests to actually show it. And, you know, these are things that are standard in sex work. We show each other our STI test, and it has our name on it, and we show the ID with our name on it and our picture, and it all matches. And this is standard. It's normal, and normalize it. It's what's going to keep you safe and out of jail or out of being sued in the future.
Yeah. And it also means that if somebody like later gets cold feet and is like, you know, I wish I hadn't done that video, you don't have to take it down. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to because you own it. You know, the content is clearly yours at that point.
Yeah, I had a guy one time that did I mean, like, we filmed, I edited it, I was so happy with it, it was in queue to come up, and then he messaged me, and he's like, my boyfriend found out I filmed with you, and he's super pissed, and I was just like,
It happens.
Been there.
Girl that got married and her husband wanted her to take videos down, and she contacted me. So these are just things that, you know, think of the future and your future self, and always protect your future self. I just realized we are getting close to 7 minutes away towards the end of the webinar. I, like a goofball, did something where I can't see the clock on my computer screen, so just time got away with me. So let me just really quickly ask 2 quick questions that you can all answer before saying goodbye. But the first question would be, since you have the store sales and subscription sales, what would you say would be your percentage of store sales compared to subscriptions? And also, are there actual or how do you personally determine what your price points are? 2 questions. So what percentage of sales is store and subscription, and how do you determine your price point?
I saw that question come in, so I did a little math real quick on my calculator before.
Okay, yeah, I'm glad I didn't throw it to you right away, because I was like, that's you gotta think about it.
my mathematically, I mean, it doesn't sound like a huge. It sounds like a very big discrepancy. My store sales are 5% of my overall, since I've been on JustFor.Fans for 2.5 years. 5% of my store sales are 5% of store sales. 95% are subscription sales. And so that's what it works out mathematically for me. But I'm still making what I consider to be a decent amount off of the store sales.
The 5% ain't a little amount.
Yeah, I'm happy with the 5%. So
that's
yeah.
Good. Anybody else? Do you have a, you know, or even if you don't have the exact percentage, maybe what your mix of subscriptions to other sales would be, and how did you determine your price point for yourself or whatever it is you're selling?
I would say my numbers are roughly similar to Hunger's. I didn't do the math, I'm just sort of looking at it. So store sales are not a big thing for me. Like I said, you know, in full disclosure, I'm on a lot of different platforms, and some of them are video sale specific. So, you know, I think I get more traffic there than I do through JustFor.Fans on store sales. I think if I were to do what Hunger does of the pre-sale stuff, I probably would bump that up. I think my situation is that I pretty much launch everything at the same time everywhere. So there's not really a lot of incentive for a subscriber to my page to also download the video unless they really, really, really love it. So it's just not something that I push as much. In terms of price points in general, I mean, the short answer, which is the stupid answer, is charge whatever you want and see what happens. Talking to fans in general, what I've heard is that $10 seems to be kind of the tipping point. If it's under $10, they're like, what the hell, I'll subscribe. If it's over $10, they have to actually like your content and be sure that they're going to like your content, which usually means they've been following your Twitter or they've talked to you elsewhere. I'm a little bit above that. I'm in the teens. And I think that, you know, for me, it works. But I definitely feel like for people who are starting out, be in the $7 to $9 range. Seems like it's sort of easy then to get a subscriber. They don't feel like they have a ton of investment in it. And, you know, hopefully they end up loving your content. But that seems to be kind of the tipping point when I just, talk to fans in general.
When people start out, they always kind of like, people ask me when they want to get started. Like, I tell them to film 10 videos and then have 10 in the bank, like before you even launch your page, because you have to create some value for the $10 that you're charging in the very beginning.
Exactly.
So if you start with one video and you're charging $10 a month, what are you doing?
Boy,
So,
bye.
like, goodbye. I mean, you got to create some value for the money, and $10 is a price point that people feel it, but they don't necessarily feel it. Like and then so it can be something that they sign up for and then they just kind of forget about. So that it's hitting them on a monthly basis.
Alice, do you have any thoughts about how you came up with your price point or?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm like the opposite of everyone else here. I do like a super low price point, and I make most of my income off of services sales and tips. For example, I had someone sign up the other day when I was running a price of $4 a month, and within a few minutes he booked a custom for $150. After that, I make this custom. It's also not exclusive, and then I have new content that I just got bankrolled to publish, and I can sell that everywhere that I sell it. So that's kind of how I do things. It doesn't work for everyone. A lot of people don't have that same relationship. I have a lot of basically I have a small group of fans who are very loyal. So
fan loyalty is what it's all about. And before I forget, what is the new feature coming out with Just for Fans that people should be excited about? Alice or Dominic want to speak on that?
Well, one thing I'll say is that we release new features weekly, if not, I think we released 3 major things last week. Sex toy integration into the live cam chat, where tipping will vibrate the toys to your business rules. We released travel dates into our Finder app last week. And there was a third thing. I don't remember what it is right now. So yeah, we're constantly improving, releasing. We just released a new version of the site. And so behind the scenes, we're constantly tweaking now and making sure that that's better. So yeah, lots of new things coming up, and you'll have to wait and see what they are.
So are you like open to feedback from users then to keep improving?
All of the best features on the site are from users. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So we don't have to just yell into the wind and bitch on Twitter and be like, they're not doing this and they took my that, and we can just like email you direct and probably.
Yeah, and I mean, look, I'm the developer, so we don't have a team of development team. It's me at a computer, and so if somebody has a good idea and
it's 3 guys in Europe, awesome.
something that I can do quickly, people on this panel can tell you they suggested something and 3 hours later it's on the site. So like, yeah, throw it at me.
I really love hearing about this, and I have a Just for Fans that I'm one of those people that needs to get back on it, and I'm literally going to take the tips and tricks that you guys offered up today and revamp my Just for Fans and put more love into it, because I definitely feel like I was on a stride for a moment and lost it. But just in case, are there how-to videos for people that just still need extra knowledge and support available? Is there things like that? Yes, Alice.
Yeah, actually, I have a whole page on Just for Fans dedicated just to how-to videos. It's a mixture of like short, quick how to do this to like full-length marketing strategies, webinars, guest speakers, and I am working on some really cool updates for that page this week. So I love sharing that stuff.
Okay.
And Alice posted their Twitter account on the chat. So if you have any questions, contact Alice.
We are so happy that we are able to bring the Just for Fans knowledgeable people here for our performer audience and community. A video will be going out and be published soon, so that way anybody can still reference this and come back to this wonderful moment of knowledge sharing. Thank you guys so much. If there's any last things you want to say, I'll go ahead and start with Morgan. Say goodbye now to our audience.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Hunger?
This is great. I've been looking forward to this forever. So I remember it got originally delayed or whatever, but I'm so happy to be a part of it, and I'm grateful, and this is awesome.
Yes, you shared a lot. Trip?
Oh, sorry, me. I didn't hear you. Yeah, I'm just delighted to be here. I appreciate the chance to share whatever info.
Thanks. And Alice?
I just wanted to say thank you so much for having JFF on here, and to everyone watching, please feel free to reach out. I am basically social butterfly. Say hi, talk to me about marketing, talk to me about new ideas. I mean, I love to chat, so don't hesitate to blow me up.
Okay, and Mr. Dominic on our way out.
Quickly, thank you to Mike and to Lotus and to the FSC for this. We really appreciate it. Everybody on the panel who gave their time, thank you. Tilly said something really nice about me in the chat room, so I just want to thank you, Tilly, for being very kind. We didn't talk about lots of things, including the fact that we are the only platform to have a charitable giving arm. We've raised over $20,000 for Black Lives Matter as of last month. We have 6 or 7 charities that we work with. Our models are constantly finding ways to help the community, and this is another way that we show that we're community focused by giving to the less fortunate in our community. There's tons of other stuff. Talk to Alice, check us out on Twitter, and thanks for being here.
I thank you all so much for attending, for listening, for giving your time. Let's get out there and have all the orgasms and make all the money with all those orgasms, okay? All right.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so take care.